I'll take the job at Reebok. So now, I'm 25 years old. I'm making six figures. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving it, traveling the world. I'm, at Reebok, so it's a global company. And the opportunity came to sponsor, because I had the regional marketing budget, to sponsor whatever we wanted. And I met Greg Marius, may he rest in peace. He ran the EBC, Entertainers Basketball Classic, better known as the Rucker. And I took $150,000 out of my budget and sponsored the Rucker. And we sponsored it for a bevy of years. And if you notice, if you watch anything having to do with the Rucker, everybody who played at the Rucker had a Reebok uniform.
Yeah.
So whether, rest in peace, Kobe, whether it was whoever you name that played up there, Skip to my Lou, if you Black Widow, you know what I'm saying, half man, half amazing. If you want to have real conversation, whether it was Flavor Unit versus, Terror Squad or Terror Squad versus Sugar Hill, you know what I'm saying? They all had Reebok on their back. And that was a coup because you had Puff there, you had Jay there, you had Beyonce there, you had Pun, rest in peace there, Joe was there. But the big thing when you drove up to the basketball court was a Reebok sign, RBK. Solidified myself as a major player in the marketing game. Then there came an opportunity where they wanted to create a new role. Now there's this guy named Allen Iverson that some people might know.
Mm-hmm. Before you get to Allen Iverson, one question. Why did you pick the Rucker? Like, what made you had the vision to be like, you know what? This is going to put Reebok on the map.
Well, it was threefold, to be quite honest. The first thing was that there was this thing called And One with street basketball that was really starting to build. So you saw a momentum of how important street basketball was. And you also had a film out called Above the Rim that starred a guy by the name of Tupac Shakur. So when you start to think about those two things, you saw a momentum of something about to happen. Now, the true definition of a talent manager is being able to spot talent before talent knows how great it is and develop that talent to being great. So I spotted an opportunity. Then I met Greg Marius, and he was one of the kindest, sweetest gentlemen I knew. He didn't speak with big words. He didn't use algorithms. He didn't have a strategy. He just believed in something with all of his soul. So I had to believe in that. I met Tango and Cash, which probably, the Rucker to me was been 100. The Rucker to me was the Apollo. You know what I'm saying? You could either go out there and get applauded or somebody was coming over there and hooking you off the court because you played like crap. And then you had, Speedy. And then you had Mousy. You had all these characters that just fit. And it was street basketball. It wasn't the NBA. Come on, you go like that to LeBron. It's a technical foul. Back in the day, I remember Michael Jordan was getting hooked off the court. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a real ball game back then. But the Rucker was entertainment to me. It was really Entertainers Basketball Classic, and I had a ball. Plus, I wanted to have my 2 floor seats at the Rucker every game. So I figured if I sponsored it, I could be sitting on the floor at every game so I could see a Kobe come through. I could see a Stephon Marbury with Allen Iverson. Like, I was a big fan because I could never play basketball. And there came a point where Allen Iverson was the hottest thing out. And Q Gaskins, who's one of my greatest mentors, but probably one of the most important muses in my life. He really motivated me. When you play, when you play next to Jordan, you play a lot better. When you train next to Mike Tyson, you train a lot harder. When you work next to Q Gaskins, you work hard. And Allen Iverson had the opportunity to go anywhere he wanted. And he came to a meeting at Reebok and he made a point. He said, why would I sign a deal with you guys if you ain't got nobody that looks like me, that walks like me, that talks like me in your building? And Reebok said, whoa, wait a minute. We're building this team called the Drop Squad. And the Drop Squad was a group of African-American and Latino individuals in respective markets that knew their market better than anybody else. Because before you had Foot Locker and you had Go and you had all these, StockX and sneaker game became big, you had to go to the mom and pop shop in the hood.
Yep.
And you had to place orders and you had to sell them off the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
So let's be clear. The first sneaker that came out that everybody's talking about called The Question was sold by Reebok in January before Allen Iverson put his foot in it. And it only sold 8,000 pairs. Once Allen Iverson put his foot in that shoe, oh my God, the shoe is so dope. The tip, the this, the that. So then shut up. It's Allen Iverson's shoe. Stop fronting because you ain't want to buy this 6 months ago. But we created this Drop Squad, Rob Purvey. There were so many individuals that were so important to understanding the culture that Reebok made this division. And that's when I really came over and started to excel because I'm from the 17th floor of the projects, B. I didn't have any corporate structure. I was a diamond in the rough. I couldn't sit in a meeting and have a conversation with Rob Purvey because this was a black man with blue eyes that went to Harvard. You ain't from where I'm from. You don't understand. You can't walk down the blocks I walk down. Your past does not have, you don't have a ghetto past. So it was kind of this eye-opening experience that I had to learn how to polish that conversation a little bit differently. Then they took my position and they expanded it.